Hello again, it's Noob, and here I have a padlock I've wanted for a very long time in my collection, the Zone Warrior, and it's a heavy old beast, weighs over a kilo. It's really weighty, all hardened steel, hidden shackle, so that there might be sort of a hasp which comes down off a roller shutter or something like that, and you basically hook that in like that underneath, and it just sits on the ground with the shackle of your roller shutter just locked in here, all hidden, so you can't get at it with an angle grinder. Can be very secure, especially if there's something that gets in the way of the front of the lock. And then you just undo this like that, and then basically pull this whole core out, and it slides back and forth. Now you might think to yourself, that looks familiar, and you're right, it does look familiar. It looks a lot like a Chub Hercules, and this is another beast, a bit bigger, a bit heavier. I think it was the original. These you can't buy anymore brand new, which is a shame, but I managed to get one of these okay-ish price on eBay. They can really go for a premium, but yeah, if I had to choose one of these, it'd obviously be the Hercules, not the Warrior, just because it's a real beast. But that doesn't mean the Warrior's not cool, and I have wanted one of these for such a long time in my collection. I don't think that this core came with it, and I think it's original. That one really good thing about these locks is you can swap this core out very easily. It's really good, I'll show you in a minute. But this one that's in here isn't particularly great. It is a little 6-pin zone core, although this is a copy key, so the original must have been lost. And yeah, my fingers are all dirty because this is a filthy lock. Right, let me go find a pinning mat, so I can rest it on here, because this will just make a really big noise and scratchy, because this is like a ceramic. And we'll get picking it. 1 second. So we're here on the mat, and what I thought might be fun to do is try to pick this sort of in situ flat. Now that's going to be very difficult. So what we're going to try and do is just going to try and use a triple peak rake to begin with, just to see whether I can, I think I've already got into a bit of a false step, to see if I can get, oh, he says pulling the turning tool out, just see whether I can get this into any state of being semi-picked, if I'm lucky. And I think we might be in a bit of a false set. Then go in with a hook, and just see whether there's anything else in there that I can just make sure I've got that in the keyway, and just try to find anything which is binding, and try to give that a little push. So that's pin 6, nothing, 5, nothing, 4, nothing. Go back through the lock. Really just want to try and find anything that's giving me some counter rotation. And yep, we got it. We got it open. So it is possible, but man, that is awkward to do that sort of in that position where I can't look at the lock. Let's try and do that a better way now. The way I would approach it if I had the angle on the lock that I wanted, which is basically just to put in a normal turning tool and have a go at just picking this with a simple hook. So going in, there we go, and pin 2 here, I think, good, pin 4 there, make sure that we're okay, feels good. Pin 2 again, I think, yep, pin 5's now just a little touch on that, and that's 4, 5 again, bit of counter rotation, and we are open. So there we go. So clearly that's going to be easier, yeah, but I definitely would recommend trying to do a challenge like this where you try and pick one of these flat on the ground. Yeah, they really are something. Right, anyway, we have our pinning tray, and oh, let's prove it's open. There we go, see, properly open. But what we'll do is we'll just get a little screwdriver and take this off. And this will only come out if it's unlocked, by the way. It isn't just held on by the screw. And, oh, it's got a little shaft that goes in there. And then it's got these two little balls, and you can see, there you go, how that opens and closes. So you've got these two big ball bearings there, and it's this sort of piece here with the bolt, I guess, that would slide in, and that's held in and retained by this screw, which also means that it can't slide out too far either. So this screw has a double function. Right, let's remove its balls and its shaft, and we might be able to, oh yeah, I forgot, we've got to unscrew two little screws on the inside. There we go. And it's got this hardened steel cap here, which is quite thick actually. It's quite nice. And then we can slide out the lock. Now, what do I do with that? Put that there. Don't need that body. And the lock inside is literally just a cut Euro cylinder. I'm pretty sure, look how greasy it is. Pretty sure you could pretty much use anything you wanted that was the right size Euro cylinder and just cut it down to fit, which I think is pretty cool. Right, let's see if I can get this off. Oh, it's so greasy. Actually, I might as well lock that back up. I've got the key. Do a bit of this. I'm just going to drag this and hope the metal's soft enough that I can just drag it off. It seems to be. Yeah, that's working. Can I get that off now? Yes, good, got it. Right, I don't think we'll need a shim on this one either, he says, famous last words. Oh, gosh, it's quite gritty. I think the key's quite worn. Okay, pop that on and go. Ooh, yeah, very grimy. Look at my hands. They're just going to be so greasy after this. What do they grease this with? It's horrible. I don't know even know if I'm going to be able to get these pins out. They're like glued in. Right, I've got my tweezers. I might just take that key out and then try to use a... Yeah, oh wow, this is grease city. No wonder there wasn't too much in the way of feedback on this. Let's pop this in and just see if I can lift these pins up a bit. There we go, wow. Well, it's definitely had a life, this lock. It's definitely been used, which is good. Now it's just going to be in retirement in my collection. Little small one, then finally pin 6. There we go, the long one here. Nice, all standards. I expect this to be a mixture of standards and spools inside here. Nothing special at all, I imagine. Let's have a look. So pin 1 is, oh, well, sort of serrated. It's got a little serration on it. Then we've got a spool. Another spool. Very greasy spool, which one's stuck to my tweezers. Another spool. Okay, a lot more spools than I was expecting. Another spool, all caked in grease, and finally another spool. So a serrated and some spools in very greasy pins. So you might just be able to see that little serration there. All standard key pins, nothing special there, and all spools apart from pin 1, which is a very shallow serration. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the good news about this lock is you can literally choose any 6-pin cylinder that is the same sort of dimensions, cut it down and slide it in. It should, I think, work. I mean, don't take my word for it, but I don't think it's all that hard. It's a pretty cool lock, isn't it? Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so for more content like this, and it does really help my channel out. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can, and I'll see you all next time.